Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we are doing another video. Today we are doing a manga tag, which is kind of interesting. There aren't really that many that we have around here in the English manga tube community, or at least none that I know of currently that ever get much traction. However, it's like a thing in Mexican manga tube, so I got tagged by this Mexican manga tuber Fire, and you guys can see right there, or check out the card to go to his channel. He does videos in Spanish, but I mean, they're still interesting. I enjoy watching him. And I don't really watch that many Mexican manga tubers besides him, Sama-chan, and Dr. Manga. So good stuff. Now, he sent me this, and he sent me the list of questions. He tagged me in his last video. You guys can see right there. And the list is here. However, the list is in Spanish, so I'll type it up in English for those that I tag here at the end. I'll put it down in the description so you guys can see what it is. But I mean, I am going to talk in English the whole video, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, this is the mid-year tag. They kind of want to check in with their audience and kind of see what books they've read that they really liked and what books they read that they didn't like that much and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not going to hold any of the books in my hand, but I'll put pictures up here if necessary. Mostly I'm just going to point over there. But yeah, so let's get into it. The first question is, which is the best manga that you've read this year? Now, this is kind of a tough question because of recency bias. I really tend to enjoy everything that I read pretty highly. As you guys notice, if you guys watch any of my videos, most of my reviews end up being 4 to 5s, with a small but significant amount of 3s. I very rarely rate anything lower than a 3. And I don't know what my favorite manga has been so far. The things that I want to say, however, are obviously Vinland Saga, Fire Force, and Eden Zero. Now, I've read all of these in the last couple weeks, so I don't necessarily think that it's fair to use them. So what I'm going to go ahead and do instead is talk about something that I read a while back. And something that isn't really in my usual wheelhouse. I usually like science fiction, fantasy, action series. But my favorite book that I've read this year, I think, is Ojojojo, which is a 4-koma manga series, a romantic comedy manga written by Koukyo Shinja, the guy that does Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. And Ojojojo is essentially this story about two lonely kids, one because he's like the social outcast, and the other because she's a filthy rich kind of like princess kind of character. And they find each other, and they kind of develop this friendship that eventually turns into this loving relationship that I thought was really cute and very meaningful, and I really enjoyed it. I think Ojojojo is my favorite work by Koukyo Shinja, so there you go. That's the best manga that I've read this year so far. Now, the second question is, what was the best sequel, or volume 2, volume 3, whatever, not volume 1, essentially, that you read this year? And I'm not really sure. Again, it comes into the same idea of recency bias. And I think this time I'm just going to ignore it and say that my favorite manga, second or third volume that I've read this year, manga-wise, would probably end up being Vinland Saga Volume 3. I thought the third volume was really the best one. I think Volume 2 had a lot of the same stuff that Volume 3 has, but Volume 3 really solidifies, who the badass characters in Vinland Saga are, and it's definitely not Thorfinn. I mean, he's cool as hell, don't get me wrong, but Askeladd, Canute, and Torkil are just crazy interesting characters, and all of the development they go through in Volume 3 is amazing, and I loved it so much. So I think this is a little bit of a cheating kind of answer, because technically it's supposed to be a sequel, but anything can be a sequel, especially in manga, where literally every volume after volume 1 is technically a sequel. So hopefully that's a fair answer. Fire did a similar thing. He answered with a volume 3, so hopefully that's not wrong. But yeah, volume 3 of Vinland Saga was my favorite sequel of this year, which is pretty awesome. Now, question 3, sorry, says, how many manga have you read this year? Now, I don't actually know this number, but I would estimate that it's upwards of 50 and less than 80. So I think around 60 something would be the correct number. I'll try to read them or not read them, sorry, count them. And I'll put the number up here if it's not around 65. But if it is, I'm not going to put anything up there. So, yeah. I'm not exactly sure, but I've definitely read more than 30 volumes of manga this year for sure. So, yeah. Now, question 4 is, what manga came out this year that you really want to read? I don't know. I haven't, I don't understand this question. Like, a volume that came out this year, or a series that got licensed this year, or a series that's currently printing this year. And does it have to be in this first half of the year? If it's the first half of the year, and it's stuff that has come out this year, that has been licensed this year, I don't have an answer. If it's stuff that has been licensed before this year and has been coming out this year, I'm not really sure either. I don't actually keep up with new releases that often, at least not for manga. I usually keep up with the light novel ones. But I have to have an answer, I guess. So, maybe Mashal. Technically, it's been out in English for a while, and it only just got its English physical release recently, like the last couple days. And technically, it's not in the first half of the year, but it counts. It's before I did this review, so yeah, or this video. Sorry, not a review, but yeah, the manga that came out this year that I want to read is Mashal. Now, also, there's other manga that come out later this year that I want to read, like Record of Ragnarok and Kaiju number 8. But technically, I've watched the anime for Record of Ragnarok, and I've read both Mashal and Kaiju number 8 digitally on the Shonen Jump app. So I've already read them, even though they haven't come out yet, or they just came out. So yeah, that's my answer for that. Number 5. Which manga has disappointed you or wasn't what you expected? I don't necessarily think that anything has disappointed me so much, because I'm usually pretty picky with the type of manga that I buy, even if it doesn't really seem like it. Like, I do a lot of research and watch a lot of reviews and kind of check out a lot of different sources for the manga that I pick up before I buy it, even if I usually buy stuff because they're cheap, right? So, I very rarely pick up anything that I don't enjoy. And if I don't enjoy it, I already knew that it was going to happen from the get-go. But I guess one thing that disappointed me, and this is because I was expecting it to be a lot more enjoyable than it was, even though it was enjoyable, was probably Hellsing Deluxe Edition Volume 1. Like, when I read the first volume of Hellsing, I thought it was really good, really enjoyable. And when I read the Deluxe Edition, I did enjoy it, and I thought it was cool. But I think that the situation I found myself in while reading it kind of damaged my enjoyment, because I was more focused on finishing it quickly so I could put it away than I was really in reading it for enjoyment, if that makes sense. Like, I was reading it to complete it so I could put it away, not reading it for fun, if that makes sense. I was reading it for fun, but part of the fun was finishing it so I could put it away, if that makes sense. Which isn't something that usually happens, but it happened in this case, and so I think I was a little bit disappointed with Hellsing Deluxe Edition Volume 1, but generally I think it's okay. That's kind of my only issue. So that's it. Next is question 6, which was a big surprise that you read this year? I don't know. I don't have anything super surprising, I guess. Maybe the fact that I enjoyed Dr. Stone a lot more than I thought I would. I guess that's a kind of a surprise. Oh, actually, never mind. I know a better one. The fact that Saint Seiya Saintia Show is actually really enjoyable is kind of a surprise, because I thought, based on the fact that so many people seem to hate it, I would dislike it as well. But I thought it was actually really enjoyable, really good. Maybe it's not as well written as the original Saint Seiya, but it's actually very enjoyable, and it's kind of nice, and it builds up the world and the lore of Saint Seiya in a way that provides female readers a better chance of connecting with the work beyond the kind of like Fujoshi thing that they have for the original series, right? Or the nostalgia that happens south of the US. I think that Saint Seiya's show develops the kind of power dynamic between male and female characters in Saint Seiya quite well, and it actually helps them develop the fact that female characters can be just as strong as male characters in the Saint Seiya universe, which is something that kind of didn't really happen in the original Saint Seiya. So I really liked Saint Seiya's show in that sense. I was kind of surprised that I liked it as much as I did. So there you go. That's question 6. Question 7 is, what mangaka did you discover this year? And I think that the answer is Boichi. Now, I did know of Boichi in like a vague sense before this year, but I didn't really get into Boichi until this year, and I really love his art. More than anything, I like his art. I'm not necessarily sure that his storytelling is that good, because I haven't read anything by him just yet. I've only read things that have art by him, aka Dr. Stone, and I love his artwork. And I like his artwork in everything that I've seen. I like it in Sunken Rock, I like it in Origin, I like it in Wallman, I like it in Dr. Stone, and in Byakuya, the reboot kind of thing. And Rakia, I like it in everything that I've seen it so far. Not that I've read any or most of these things, I just have seen art from it. But I really want to check out his writing skills, which is why I picked up Origin when I went to Mexico. So hopefully I do enjoy it, and hopefully we get to have Sunken Rock here in the US at some point in the future. I will bite the bullet and buy it in French if I have to, but I really don't want to because French is difficult to read. So, yeah. Next is question 8, which is your favorite character. Your new favorite character. Well, I don't know. My favorite characters are pretty static. They were all basically like the characters I really liked as a teenager. And they haven't really changed. I really like Saint Seiya. I really like Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tail. I really like Naruto and Kakashi. But I haven't really found any new characters that I love. Like characters that I kind of obsess over and really, really want to kind of know about. I don't necessarily know that there has been a situation like that. And I think it's because I kind of outgrew that phase of like enjoying fantasy, if that makes sense. Maybe my favorite character is probably Noelle from Black Clover. One, she's like a beautifully designed character. She looks really pretty, and all of the armor and design elements that go into her are great. All of her dresses are pretty. All of the ways that she is and looks are pretty. But her character, like as a person, is very good. I really love her kind of major theme of like potential unlocking through perseverance, because that's the whole thing that goes on with her. Like it's like she has unimaginable potential. She is the strongest possible person in Black Clover, the strongest royal, but she sucks at controlling her magic, right? Because she has so much. But she has managed to become powerful, which she already was, by learning control, by persevering, by not stopping and not giving up. And I think that's a great message. It actually is a lot more meaningful than like the perseverance and determination types of messages that we got in like Naruto and stuff like that. Because Noelle is someone that has potential from the very beginning, just like everyone else and everyone that exists ever, right? There's always something that any human can be good at. You just have to find it, and then once you find it, you have to persevere enough to make your natural talent actually turn into skill and the thing that's going to bring you joy, right? And power and knowledge and fame and money, or whatever the case may be. So I really like her character. But she's not really like my favorite character ever. Like I still like Naruto, Kakashi, Urza Scarlet, and like Saint Seiya better. But I mean, most of those are because of nostalgia, so I don't necessarily know that it counts. So, yeah. Number 9, manga that made you cry or, well, it says suffer, but it basically means like hurt emotionally, right? So, none. There have been manga that have made me kind of like tug at my heartstrings a little bit, and I get like that kind of like I might cry, but then I never do. So the answer is none. However, there have been some really kind of good bits of emotional stuff that have happened. Usually it's stuff like when a female character that is very strong individually requires the help of her friends because her emotional situation is so strong that she needs help, right? Like I really like Nami asking Luffy to help her in Arlong Park. I thought that was great characterization. Not because I think that women need to ask men for help. I just really like the whole idea of like these really strong independent female characters not being bogged down by the fact that they're strong and independent. Because a lot of times in Western media, that ends up being like they can't ever ask for help. And it's like, no, that's not really what strong and independent means. It like sure, like superfluously, like surface level, I kind of guess that's what it means. But like there's more strength in asking for help than there is in doing everything by yourself. And I really like when the strong female character types do that because it like contrasts very nicely with the way it's badly handled in the US. So I like it that way. I don't know. I also like it when strong male characters ask for help. So it's not like a sexist thing. It's just like I really like it when characters that have a standard mold break that mold. So there you go. So yeah, Nami, what's it called? Nami asking Luffy for help was really good. And I really liked it. So yeah. What else? Number 10. What manga has made you happy? All of them. I most of the ones I read. I really like Black Clover. It makes me feel consistently really happy and really hype. And since I've been getting into the kind of like theory crafting scene, it's been pretty cool. So I've liked it a lot. But I mean, my enjoyment of Black Clover, beyond the fact that the series is well written and enjoyable, is mostly from the community. So I don't necessarily know if that one works. But again, things don't make me particularly sad. Things don't make me particularly happy either in terms of like media that I consume. Mostly I just get excited and hype. And like, oh yeah, that's so cool kind of stuff. But yeah, Black Clover is really good at doing that. So Black Clover makes me happy. Number 11. What is the most beautiful manga that you have bought or given to someone? And I think the most beautiful manga that I own right now is probably Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't really have any connection to Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't really know the story, but like the edition is really badass. I really like it. It's very nice. I like the black and green and gray, and I like the white cover that, you know, you can remove and it's a black cover underneath. I think it's very cool. But yeah, in terms of like the thing that is pretty but also meaningful to me is probably the same Saint Seiya in the same kind of style as the Yu Yu Hakushos. Other than that, I think Origin was probably pretty good. I like the black cover with the kind of like metallic X-ray looking thing. It's the 3 pictures that I put on my Twitter post. So yeah, those are the most beautiful manga. All of them are Mexican manga. I don't necessarily think that any of the American ones are particularly beautiful. I mean, I really like Vinland Saga Volume 3, but like, it's not my favorite. But it's also because like, the Mexican ones are like recency bias. So, I don't know. It's a lot of recency bias in this type of stuff. So yeah, question 12. This is the last one, thank God. I've been making a lot of really long videos this month for some reason. So yeah. Number 12. What is a manga you want to read in the second half of the year? I already kind of answered this, and that would be Mashle, Record of Ragnarok, and Kaiju number 8. Technically, I've already read or / watched those 3, but I do want to read them properly in like physical form. Other than that, I want to read all of the stuff I bought from Mexico. So I want to read Bestiarius more than anything, since that's a completed series. And things that I've recently bought that I want to read are Tokyo Revengers, Nagatoro, and Sweat and Soap volumes 1 through 3. I have all of the 3 series that I mentioned 1 through 3 digitally because of Kodansha. They have this nice sale going on. And I want to read them because Tokyo Revengers is supposed to be really cool. My younger cousin was hyping it up to me, so I want to check it out and talk to him about it. And Nagatoro and Sweat and Soap just seem like fun series. So yeah, that's it. That's all 12 questions. I'll leave them down in the what's it called? In the thing downstairs, the description. There you go. And yeah, now I want to tag 3 different people. I'm not exactly sure who I want to tag, so I'm just gonna pick 3 random people from my brain. So Reversey, she comments on my videos quite often, usually kind of saying really nice, kind things. So I want to tag her because, yeah, I think she does, mostly right now she's doing unboxing videos. So hopefully this tag will kind of give her a different type of video to do. I really like her unboxings. They're really relaxing, and she just has really nice things to say usually. And the vibe that she has in her videos is pretty nice. So yeah. Other than that, I want to tag my buddy Josh, or Shonen Trash, or Josh's Comic Bin, whatever his current name is. Changes it all the time. But yeah, he's pretty cool. I talk to him regularly. He used to have a channel, and now he made a new one, all under the same name, Shonen Trash. And yeah, man, this is the tag for you. I don't really have anything cute to say about you. Sorry, man. I apologize. Okay, and the last person I want to tag is Darth Penn, who I also talk to regularly, just like Josh. And yeah, man, I don't really have anything else cute to say about you. So yeah, I hope you can do this. I know you're kind of busy right now, but yeah. There you go. Those are my 3 tags: Reversey, Shonen Trash, and Darth Penn. So yeah, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and see you guys later.